What if your darkest memories are not just something you remember, but something your brain keeps reliving? What if the reason certain moments still hurt is not because they are happening again, but because your mind has been trained to react to them the same way every single time? And what if healing is not about deleting those memories, but transforming how they live inside you so they no longer control you? Because here's the truth most people never fully understand. Your brain does not store memories like a simple file that you can open and close whenever you want. It stores them as experiences connected to emotions, sensations, and meaning. That's why sometimes, out of nowhere, a small trigger, a smell, a sound, a place, or even a random thought can suddenly bring back a flood of feelings. Your heart starts racing, your chest feels tight, your thoughts begin to spiral, and for a moment, it feels like you are back in that exact situation again.
And what makes it even more confusing is that logically, you know you are safe. You know that moment is over, but your body doesn't feel that way. Your body reacts before your logic even gets a chance to respond. This is not weakness. This is how your brain is wired to protect you. But when that protection system is shaped by pain, it starts reacting even when there is no real danger. This is how trauma works. It doesn't stay in the past. It lives in your present through your nervous system. It becomes patterns. Patterns in the way you think. Patterns in the way you react. Patterns in the way you see yourself. And over time, it can even affect the way you see God, making it harder to trust, harder to feel safe, harder to let go.
But there is another truth that is just as real and often ignored. Your brain has the ability to change. It is not fixed. It is not permanently damaged. It is designed to adapt. This is what science calls neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly being shaped and reshaped based on what you repeatedly think, feel, and focus on. So if painful experiences created certain patterns in your mind, those patterns are not permanent. They can be reshaped over time. Not instantly, not magically, but intentionally. And this is where biblical truth becomes incredibly powerful. Because the Bible does not promise that your past will disappear. It does not say your memories will be erased. But it does promise something deeper, that your mind can be renewed, that you can be transformed from the inside out. When Scripture says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind," it is describing a process that aligns perfectly with how your brain actually works. So instead of asking, how do I delete my memories? The better question becomes, how do I change the way my brain responds to them? Because real healing is not about erasing your past. It is about removing its power over your present. Now, think about this. Have you ever noticed how your mind goes back to the same memory again and again? Not just randomly, but especially in certain moments, when you are alone, when you are tired, when something reminds you of it. And every time it comes back, it feels almost the same. The same emotion, the same heaviness, the same reaction.
That's because your brain is strengthening whatever you repeat. Every time you revisit a painful memory in the same emotional state, fear, shame, anger, regret, you are reinforcing that neural pathway. You are making that connection stronger. It becomes faster, more automatic, more dominant. That's why it starts to feel like you are stuck. Not because you are broken, but because your brain has practiced that response so many times. Think about it like a path in a forest. The more you walk on one path, the clearer it becomes. The grass disappears. The path becomes easy to follow. Meanwhile, the paths you don't use start to fade away. Your brain works in the same way. If you keep walking the path of pain, your mind will keep going there automatically.
But here's where everything starts to shift. Neuroplasticity works both ways. If repetition can strengthen pain, repetition can also weaken it. And that means you are not as stuck as you feel. The first step in this process is awareness. You cannot change what you are not aware of. Most people don't even realize when a memory is being triggered. They just suddenly feel anxious, heavy, or overwhelmed, and they react without questioning it. But healing begins the moment you pause and recognize what is happening inside you. You notice the thought, you notice the emotion, and instead of getting pulled into it completely, you say to yourself, "This is a memory being activated. This is not my current reality." That moment may seem small, but it is powerful, because for the first time, you are not fully inside the reaction. You are observing it, and that creates space. And that space changes everything. Because once you have space, you have a choice. And if you stay with this process long enough, something even deeper begins to happen. Something most people don't expect. You stop just reacting to your memories, and you start understanding them. Because when you are no longer overwhelmed by a memory, you can finally see it clearly. Not just what happened, but how it shaped you, how it influenced your decisions, how it created certain fears, certain habits, certain patterns that you didn't even realize were connected to that one moment. And this is where healing becomes more than just relief. It becomes clarity. You begin to notice patterns that have been repeating in your life for years. The same kind of situations, the same emotional reactions, the same struggles showing up in different forms. And for the first time, instead of feeling confused or frustrated, you start to understand where it's coming from. Not to blame yourself, but to free yourself. Because once you can see the pattern, you can stop unconsciously repeating it. And this is where your identity begins to shift. Because for a long time, pain may have shaped how you see yourself. You may have started believing things about yourself that were never actually true. Beliefs like, "I'm not enough," "I'm too broken," "something is wrong with me," or "I'll never change." And the problem with these beliefs is not just that they hurt you, it's that they start to define you. They become the lens through which you see everything: your past, your present, and even your future. But as your mind begins to renew, those beliefs start to lose their authority. Not all at once, but gradually. You begin to question them. You begin to notice that they don't feel as absolute as they once did. And eventually, you begin to replace them. Not with random positive thoughts, but with truth. Truth that is consistent. Truth that is stable. Truth that is not dependent on your past experiences. And over time, that truth begins to feel more real than the lies you once believed. And that's when your identity starts to shift, not based on what happened to you, but based on who you are becoming. And this shift changes everything. Because when your identity changes, your decisions change. The things you tolerate change. The way you respond to people changes. The way you handle stress changes. Even the way you see your future begins to change. And this is how transformation actually works. It doesn't start on the outside. It starts within your mind. And then it slowly moves into every area of your life. But here's something important you need to understand. This process is not always comfortable. There will be moments when old memories come back stronger than expected. There will be days when it feels like you're going backwards instead of forward. There will be times when you respond in the old way and feel frustrated with yourself. And in those moments, it's easy to think that nothing has changed. But that's not true. Because healing is not about never feeling triggered again. It's about how you respond when you are. If you want to go deeper into how trusting God actually transforms your mind, your identity, and your life step by step, explore more on this channel. Because this is not just about healing your past, it's about becoming someone new.